Hello there, and welcome back to Isla Napali. Welcome to today's episode. It's Sunday, it's Isla Napali time again. Today with a little bit of, not really shorter episode, but in terms of commentary, definitely a bit shorter, because I'm really in a hurry today. It's all a bit stressful at the moment. I am going to talk about this tomorrow's stream, if we're gonna have one, but I guess we are going to have a stream tomorrow. I'm going to talk about that a bit more, since it's actually tricky at the moment, because I really, how do I put that in words? So I do have a lot more time than I had before, like university is done, wedding is done, and so on. But it appears that always in life, when you think that there is something, where you have more time, this gap will be immediately filled by something else and even more. So this is what happens right now. Like, everybody wants something. My whole family has some trouble at the moment where I'm just going to help. And I'm doing more sports than I did before again. So having some football matches again, and all these kind of things are making my time schedule I have basically not to play the games or prepare the episodes, but for recording a lot more tight. And this is what happened for today's episode as well, and this is why I'm just quite quickly going into some comments of the last episode before then just leaving you alone with the music and the little bit of the time-lapse part, before we then have a little bit of a real-time part at the end of the video, so you guys at least can see how it looks in real, and then in the game. I have to say, this coaster we are going to build today is far from being perfect. I will need a lot of feedback from you guys. Actually, it's really bad. I don't really know what happened there, but it is really bad somehow. We do have to tweak it a little bit more. But yeah, we have some nice comments, which is the first comment is from I'm maybe Slice of Pie. He says, although I love the idea behind having a smoking area for added realism, and I find it hilarious that smokers are being shoved into a 2x2 square 3 feet away from the rest of the group, I feel like you either need a larger dedicated area or you should scrap it. Because I love these iteration, but I love it ironically and for its comical effect. Yeah, maybe we are going to make this a bit bigger, but I definitely want to keep that. I like the comment also that we need to put a kind of a little bin over there. I forgot who said this. Let me just quickly see who that was. Well, don't worry, I don't know who that was actually at the moment. But yeah, so it should be it for my commentary already. I'm really sorry. I want to go more into your comments, but that means also I need to prepare a little bit better than just looking at my app, and I don't want to, bother you with some weird talking instead of just giving you a proper commentary. So yeah, that's it about my commentary for the moment. You're gonna have now approximately, I think, 7 to 8 minutes of time-lapse footage, me struggling with this coaster, before we then go into the real-time part, and we are going to look at the final result and also some of your amendments of the other building we made in the last episode. And there is one thing I want to address, but I'm going to do that quite in the next part of this video. See you in a few minutes. And here we are in the real-time part of this video. I hope you enjoyed the little, time-lapse footage, which was really more like a struggle than anything else. And this is the final result. We definitely have to do our custom supporting for this one, because the supporting really isn't that great. I don't really like how this goes into the harbor. I don't really like how wide spread out these are, and yeah, just in general the supporting isn't that nice. By the way, sorry for my nosy voice. It appeared that I have a little bit of pollen allergy in the end of October. Don't ask me why, just ask the weather. Still having over 20 degrees in October, it's ridiculous. And I'm really having trouble at the moment. I'm even taking medicines against it because it's that bad. And yeah, it's weird. I have no idea why, but it is what it is and I have to live with it. But you have to live with it as well because you have my a bit more nosy voice at the moment. I hope that this won't get any better or worse, because at the moment it's a bit of a struggle. Anyhows, this is the coaster. We're going to take a little ride now on this coaster so I can show you what I meant by saying it is really bad. I mean, it doesn't really ride that bad, but the looks of it, I mean, I don't know why, but the looks of it is even worse than the ride itself. The ride itself is kind of okay. So here we go. So that was the ride. As I said, the ride isn't that bad in terms of how it behaves. I mean, smoothing is quite not a thing at all, but I also like the layout. But the problem is, I was talking about the Big Dipper, and yeah, as it appeared, as always in Planet Coaster, you have some problems. You can't really build a Big Dipper coaster because you don't have a proper lift hill. You just have the kind of synchro launched, whatever launch section over here. You can't really make a chain lift, which is the first problem. And I would need to make that a lot slower to make this really a better thing. But if I make this slower, this section over here will become a lot worse than it is at the moment. But what I'm really thinking of is reducing the overall friction and then make sure that it still goes through the layout without having too much speed, because the speed is way too high at the moment. The pacing is awful. What I like though is the second part of the ride. The pacing gets a lot better in the second part, even though I don't really know about this inline twist here. It feels so out of space. It feels so out of place, I should say. And this corkscrew over here is nowhere near realistic at all. So I'm not sure what this was. I mean, I took a lot of time building this coaster, but I'm really not happy with it. So it would be super cool if you guys could give me a lot of feedback on that. Also in terms of, I mean, I only had 2 examples of the Big Dipper coaster to take for, and I didn't want to rebuild that one by one. At the moment I'm feeling it would have been better to just rebuild this and just change it slightly. I mean, in terms of how the overall layout looks like and the positioning, I quite like it. I quite like the small footprint of it. My suggestion were, and I don't know if you guys can go with it, so I definitely want to get rid of this inline twist for whatever reason. It's bad. I really do want to have a corkscrew again, because those Big Dippers have one, but I do have to build that again. Way better than this is. I mean, look at this shape. What is this even? I just can't. It's so bad. But yeah, so this is something I really am not happy with. So what I'm happy with though is, like, the first element, it needs to be smoothened a lot better. Then we have this little airtime hill, which is common for these Big Dipper rides, and what I really wanted to have then is maybe change this one into a big corkscrew over here. This is what I had at the beginning in mind, but I then changed it. So maybe we can have this as a big corkscrew instead of having this one over here, and then go back into another mid-course brake run section, which then could be a bit lower than this one, because I feel like if we change the speed of that one, or we need to go higher, we have to talk about that, but the overall speed needs to be maintained a bit better than it is at the moment. and just used to the maximum, I guess. What I like though is this element over here worked out pretty well. I like how it slowly turns into the half loop in here. The section afterwards is quite bad, I have to admit. This just right left hander is pretty wonky, and I don't know, it's wanky. It is not really good, and basically that's it what I like about the coaster. So the whole last part can be changed. I mean, it's not too great at all. But yeah, guys, I hope you are able to give me some feedback on that, and please try to be polite, because I admit that this is a bad coaster at the moment and we have to change it. And please try to give me some constructive feedback on that. Rather than just shouting how bad it is, because I know it, and then we try to make the best out of it. Second thing is, and this is what I wanted to address, I got some comments that you guys got bored slowly because the progress is kind of slow, I should say. I mean, we're in episode number 8 already, and the only thing that has been done is the harbor area over here, a little bit of the path layout, one coaster, and the island. I have to make a point here, and I will make a point here. Yes, the progress is slow, but I have announced that at the beginning. The progress will be slow. If you guys get bored by it, it is what it is. I mean, if we want to make things realistically and nice, we have to talk about things and we have to redo things. This takes awfully a lot of time, and you know, that's how it works in this kind of things. I will still have my other videos available for you where we have a lot more progress, and I will now and then release stuff which is, you know, which you haven't even seen that I worked on it, and you know, there will be progress in other things. But for this park, this will be a project where we are talking together a lot, and we're going to change a lot, and we're going to do a lot. This means effectively that we can't have a new area in each and every episode. If you want that, it's maybe the wrong series for you, and I am not willing to change that, because I think this is a community project which turned out to be working awesomely great at the beginning now, and I don't want to change that because you guys seem to have a lot of fun. And I also want to thank Air, for example, because he offered me some billboards already. I couldn't put them in because I had a weird, I wanted to yesterday evening, but I had a weird problem that I couldn't load them in. I figured what it is, but yeah, due to time reasons I couldn't put them in now. So promise, they will be in next episode on Wednesday or on Friday, but I'm gonna share some screenshots in the Discord tonight where I have them implemented in the game, so you can at least see that. So big thanks and big shout out to Air, who was the first one to give me some billboards. And if you guys want to contribute some more billboards for Isla Napali, you can just do so by sending them to me via email or in the Discord, or however you want to do it. That should be it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little coaster building process, and I hope you enjoy giving me some feedback on that one, so that we can improve this one in the next episode, and then already start doing some theming around it. And afterwards we are going to make the entrance of Isla Napali, which is way overdue. So see you in the next one, and have a great day. Bye bye. We should be hiding out wherever we may find love.